didn't transition to become a man. I transitioned to become the real version of me. Hi, my name's Abe, and I'm a trans guy. When people think of a transition, they think of a person changing themselves to be a different gender, as if that's the identity. I remember once when I told someone very close to me that I was going to begin my journey to transition. The words were, "What? You want to have a willy?" Now, to begin with, I don't know who even says that word anymore. And bless that person, they are one of my closest people. And it was just a reaction. But I think that kind of speaks for itself, that people really do associate a transition with just the change of genitals, right? And it's a lot more than that. It's a journey to come home to yourself, the real version of you. It seems to be an idea that we are trying to become something else. Like we're trying to change this version to be something else. And yes, we have things like gender affirming surgeries and hormones that help align us with our true version, but it's not about being something different, because inside that's who we are. We're not changing who we are in that respect. We're just adapting to the real version of us. Now, I've always realized that this transition is not about fitting into a binary male life. It's always been about being true to myself. I've honestly never wanted to be a basic bitch. And that means not just fitting into the cisgendered male role. That's not my experience. That's not who I am. I am proud to be trans. I have both feminine and masculine qualities about me, and that makes me special. It makes me unique. It makes me me. To go through this transition has been so many things. It has been horrifically painful. It has been toxic. It's been debilitating, but it's also been incredibly empowering. There's something so special about being true to yourself and stepping out of the norm, stepping out of what society tells us we should be, and really reclaiming your truth, your voice, and your power. There's something really liberating about that. And what comes with that is a lot of knowledge, wisdom, experience. I wouldn't change it for a thing. Golly, I want to speak to our soul level now. It's nothing woo-woo. Well, maybe you might find it a bit woo-woo, but I think about what this experience has felt like on a soul level, and it's been like a remembering. I feel like I've probably had many male lifetimes, and my soul has either struggled to let go of that, so I've brought it into this lifetime, or my soul's decided that I'm here to be different, to show people difference, uniqueness, power. I think my soul has experienced so much pain through this process. My ego has taken over many times and really beaten myself up. Like, there has been pure disgust and hatred in my inner world towards myself throughout this transition. It's a really incredibly hard time to reinvent yourself, to step back into your truth, to go through this kind of process. I'm already a person that's very hard on themselves, so that doesn't help. But I'm very impatient. I want everything to happen yesterday. I want my transition to happen extremely fast. And my journey wasn't that simple. It was a lot of heartache and pain through testing out different testosterones. And with that, I have been really hard on myself. I have not been kind to myself. I have not showed myself compassion. I've been in really toxic environments. And it's been a time. So I believe my soul has suffered in that way. We should never speak to ourselves the way I have spoken to myself. I wouldn't ever speak to anyone else like that, and yet here I am hating on myself inside my own head. So, on a soul level, I think I've done a little bit of damage, but I'm now healing that. I'm now truly stepping into my power. I'm now telling my story, which is healing for me, and I hope to impact people in a positive way. I hope to impact people so that they don't make the same mistakes that I did with how I treated myself. When we talk about changing our identity, I want to talk about what's really stayed the same. And to the core, I am the same person. I think I've been through some trauma through this process, and so therefore certain parts of me have hardened. I've created barriers and shields for self-preservation, but to the core, I am the same. And in fact, I am so much more open and non-judgmental and loving and accepting of so many differences that we all have. So that's been the biggest gain for me, is how I experience all of the wonderful and different people in the world. You know what? The most important thing is me being myself. And what that means to me is showing up as I am, speaking from my heart. Being authentic is expressing your truth, not trying to adapt or change anything about you. Yes, I have changed and adapted my appearance. That's to fit my inner world. But I've always been this same person to the core. Now, if you're a person who thinks you've become someone else in order to be loved, let me tell you this. It's going to bite you on the bum. You don't have to change anything about yourself. If you want to go through a transition, or you've been through a transition, yes, adapt the physical to fit the internal. But you don't have to change the things you like. You don't have to change the way you speak, change the way you walk. You don't have to change any of those things unless that is true to you. People see right through that. And the people that don't see right through that, they're not true. They're not really loving you. So you're not getting what you want anyway. The trick is to just be you. Speak your truth. Walk through life as the true you. And the people will follow. So the people out there that are afraid to be true to themselves and start their transition journey, if I can do it, you can do it. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. At the end of your life, when you're laying there, you're going to be wishing that you did the thing that was true to you, that you lived the most authentic life and loved the most authentically you can. So do it, but do it with kindness and compassion to yourself. Love all versions of yourself. I didn't lose myself when I transitioned. I remembered and found the truest version of me. This was never just about becoming a man. This was about being Abe. So, if you liked this video and it spoke to you, please like and subscribe. I'm just out here doing my thing, telling my story, and I'd love for you to come along. Thank you.